Hey everybody, my name's Jason Creel and you're watching The Lawn Care Life. Today I want to talk to you about some of the tough grassy weeds. I want to show them to you, identify them for you, and then talk about some control options. Let's get started with that right now. Now if you've got these tough grassy weeds in your lawn, understand this, that if you've hired a lawn care professional to do weed control in your yard, just because you have these tough weeds doesn't mean that your lawn care professional is lazy and is not trying, okay? It doesn't mean they're not lazy and not trying. They very well could be lazy and not trying, but it could be that these are just difficult weeds to control in the lawn, and so you might have, talk to them about it or let them explain to you about the weeds. And for those that are in the lawn care business, maybe these are the weeds we need to do a little bit better job communicating with our customers and saying, hey, look, I'm happy to take on your yard. We can make a lot of improvements on it. These certain weeds are gonna be a little tougher and may take a little more time to get rid of. So, just understand that there's not all weeds are controlled as easily as others. And some of these, the grassy ones, tend to be a little bit tougher to get rid of out of the lawn. So let's get started. Okay, so if I can find some that have a seed head on it, that'll even make it easier to identify here. And we'll start with one that is pretty recognizable, at least in my area, maybe for you, but I'll give you a chance to guess what it is. What do you think this one is? Here, you see that recognizable stalk? And it usually has kind of a pinkish tint down toward the bottom, pinkish purple looking. Let's see if I can pull one up. You see there? Look at that, the color there. This is Bahia Grass. So Bahia Grass can be a real pain to mow because when you mow the lawn, it's like 3 days later it puts up this gigantic stalk with a seed head on it, and it's really tough. So sometimes, unless you got a good lawnmower with sharp blades, sometimes you might have to go over the lawn a couple times to cut it. Bahia Grass is not that difficult to control. I don't know about getting rid of it, but we use metsulfuron at a really low rate, and it will at least stun it with that and help it not to put this seed head back up. So metsulfuron at like a 1/4 ounce per acre, which is extremely low rate. And people ask sometimes about that. It's very difficult to mix up a 1/4 ounce per acre in a 2-gallon sprayer. Kind of need to tank mix it in a bigger tank and then spray it into a smaller sprayer. It's just such small quantities, it's really hard to mix in small batches. I'll put some links in the description of some of these products so you can check them out, but metsulfuron is under the label MSM Turf is one product, but there's other products that have the same active ingredient in it. And I'm not sure if you spray it multiple times if it'll actually kill the Bahia Grass, but it'll definitely stun it to where it'll quit putting up the seed head and quit being as annoying and as unsightly if you've got a nicely manicured lawn with some other type of turf grass. Now they do make Bahia Grass lawns. I don't understand how that works, why anybody would want that, but I know down in Florida people have Bahia Grass lawns. That doesn't sound desirable to me. Look at this one. This one's been compressed a little bit. What do you want to take a guess at this? And this seed head looks pitiful. But this will put big black seeds out too. But this is Dallisgrass. I've got a video on YouTube I can put a link to if you want to, or you can search Dallisgrass Lawn Care Life and it should come up. But it shows some control options for Dallisgrass. You can use, MSMA is no longer allowed on residential properties, and that will 2 or 3 apps in the warm weather on Bermuda grass will get rid of Dallisgrass. But other than that, your options, there's a new product out called Manuscript that's labeled for, but none of them are just gonna go out there and spray it and just wipe it out. I use Celsius and Certainty is something that works pretty good. And the best time to control is in the fall. You can also use Tribute Total. When you read the Tribute Total label, I believe it says and you check the labels on everything I'm saying and make sure that you're following the label and make sure it's labeled for your grass type before you attempt to do this thing. But it'll say, hit the Dallisgrass twice in the fall and then again the following spring. So whatever product you're using, spray it in the fall, spray it in October, again in November, and then when it starts coming out of dormancy the next year, in March or April, spray it again. So whether you're using a Celsius and Certainty combo, you're using Tribute Total, you're using Manuscript, using Celsius with Revolver mixed in, whatever combination of products you want to throw at it, it's a very difficult weed to control. And honestly, from a lawn care perspective, if I've got a yard that's just full of Dallisgrass, then I just don't even take them on anymore. It's not worth it. And the other option is you can hit it with glyphosate in the wintertime if you got a dormant Bermuda lawn, but even that is difficult. It may stunt your Bermuda grass, could delay the green up of that, and doesn't always exactly wipe out the Dallisgrass. Though it is an effective strategy. It's just, you know, none of these are perfect strategies. It's just a tough weed to control. All right, what about this one? It has a very defined center to it. It grows so low to the ground that it's almost impossible to mow underneath it, you know, to like cut it all. It just, no matter how low you set your mower, it seems like it will grow even lower. I've seen on golf greens where it's just so low to the ground, even though they're cutting it extremely tight. This is Goosegrass. Goosegrass is one I'm not as familiar with. I just don't have it as much in my area. Seemed like somebody told me Dismiss NXT has some success on Goosegrass. But if you, I'd love to hear from you in the audience that deal with Goosegrass on a more regular basis. What's some products that you use for Goosegrass to control it? But that's what it looks like. And there's some more. There's some more. And some more. See, I told you I don't deal with it. I've only got 5 or 6 or 12 sitting right here looking at me. Hey, there's some more. All right, what about this one here? That's crabgrass. And when you're in the lawn care business and people have a grassy weed, they almost, many times they say, I've got crabgrass in my lawn. It doesn't matter what it is, they call them all crabgrass. I've got crabgrass, you know, and you go out there and it's not crabgrass, but that is crabgrass, so I just showed you. And the easiest thing to do for crabgrass is to prevent it before it germinates. So in my area, I'm in Alabama, and typically germinates sometime in March, depends on the weather. It's when the soil temperatures reach a certain temperature, it'll germinate. If you get your pre-emergent down before that, and we use prodiamine, you can use Dimension or, you know, other pre-emergents that also are effective on it, but you put that out before it germinates, then you've got a good chance of getting rid of it. There's also crabgrass videos I've done. If you can search Crabgrass lawn care life, I'm sure some of them will come up. But and I've showed some results of killing it from a post-emergent standpoint with quinclorac. So I use a product called Solitaire, use a product called Drive Accelerate. There's other products out there. Crabgrass is one of those, the earlier you get it in the life cycle, you know, preventing it's best way with the pre-emergent, but then if you can get it while it's still young in the spring, it's easier to kill. Once it's mature in the summer, it becomes difficult to kill, and once it gets late in its life cycle, there's, in my opinion, no point in killing it. Just let the cold weather kill it once it dies out. Unless you may be in one of those areas where you're so far south it never freezes and it never goes away, and then I guess at that point you have to come up with a post-emergent strategy. What about this one here? Now this one looks kind of like crabgrass, and this is not as defined here. But this, it usually has even a brighter colored pink center to it. But this is, I believe this is a foxtail, at least one of the foxtails, and it can be a tough one too. Sometimes, you know, the pre-emergent is supposed to prevent it. Here's some more crabgrass. It just starts kind of taking over. But the foxtail has that pink center, and you know, obviously same strategy with the crabgrass. You want to try to prevent it if you can, but look how the crabgrass, it just starts, you know, mingling in with your grass and just takes over. You know, if you got a yard just full of crabgrass, it's just let it die and prevent it the next year. But the foxtail uses the same post-emergent products on it, uses Solitaire, things like that, any grassy weed product. I'm not sure, I mean, Tribute Total is kind of an all-around grassy weed product. It's a little bit on the more expensive side, but if you use it for some of these grassy weeds, it probably have some effect. I'm not, if you deal with foxtail a lot, you can give me your thoughts on that. And again, the Celsius Certainty combo is pretty good on grassy weeds. There's other types of grass, other types of foxtails that you deal with that combination works all right. I don't know if I specifically tried it on this or not, but I think Solitaire. And again, leave your comments below if you can suggest a great product for foxtail. When you get over here, let's check out this one. It kind of looks like centipede grass sometimes, but I believe this is carpet grass. Not carpet weed, but carpet grass. And if it had a seed head, it becomes real easy to identify. It has a kind of a Y stalk like the Bahia grass, not nearly as tall and as defined as that, but then also has one little kicker beneath the Y. So it's a Y with the kicker, but this has been mowed recently, so I can't see a seed head on it. But carpet grass is easily controlled with Celsius, and you know, it could take 2 applications, but Celsius is very effective on carpet grass, and you know, and safe on centipede. Sometimes you have carpet grass mixed in with centipede. Just make sure you don't have some kind of, basically an entire section of a lawn you think it's centipede and it's actually carpet grass, and you go out there and spray it with Celsius. You might wipe out, you know, a huge section of lawn that you weren't necessarily intended to. Hey, appreciate you watching the video. If you're going to the GIE Expo, I'll mention this briefly. There's a link in the description to get you half off your tickets, affiliate link. There you have some of us influencers helping to promote the GIE Plus Expo. I'm excited about being there. And there also is a link there to give you a COVID-19 update on the GIE Expo if you have questions about that. Let me hear from you in the comments about your grassy weeds. Which ones are tough for you to deal with? You've got a product you want to share with us that you use to control them. Love to hear that. There's some resources available for you over at lawncarelife.com if you're in the lawn care business, and encourage you to subscribe to the channel. I'm Jason Creel. Talk to you later. Bye.